Hey guys, Charles with A1 Auto Repair. I got a '05 Hyundai Tucson that I'm working on today. I'm doing the thermostat and thermostat gasket and then the lower oil pan gasket. Um, I will walk you guys through everything, opinions, facts, all that good noise. Um, well, let's get started. Alright guys, thermostat gasket. The thermostat is right in there. As you can tell, it's been weakened, got a little bit of corrosion coming out of it. Um, to do this one, engine cover's got to come off, that hose is got to come off, thermostat's got to come off. I don't think too much else. It's pretty easy to get to in there. There's one bolt on the top right there, as you can tell, one right there, and then one right there, and then one below it on the opposite side. So not too bad. I'll take it off. I'll show you guys cleaning it up, changing all that good stuff. Give me a minute. All right, these four bolts got to come off for the engine cover. I'll get those off real fast. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, engine cover's off. It was 410mm bolts. Now I'm going to remove that hose. This one right here with the worm clamp. I won't need to take off the cap, so just the hose. Gonna lose a little bit of coolant. It takes a straight screwdriver for the worm clamp, and then I'll have complete access to the thermostat housing. All right, guys, got the hose off. That's now showing. I'm gonna get those three bolts off. I'm gonna take the hose off right here and that worm clamp so I can get access to the thermostat cover. And we'll go from there. Hose is off, tucked it right in there. Now to get the three bolts off and the thermostat off. Okay, so I got the thermostat cap off. Thermostat's right in there. So this one's gonna get pulled off real fast, unless it's, which is not. There we go. So nothing too out of the ordinary. So there's that. Get all this stuff cleaned up and put back in. Gotta kind of wash that off a little bit because that's all nasty. Along with this cap. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I'm gonna use my die grinder to clean it all up. And then, no, excuse me, not my die grinder. I've got a airbrush. So yeah. All right, got the thermostat housing cleaned up. Old thermostat, as you can tell. New thermostat. Whenever you put the thermostat in, the spring actually always points towards the motor. So you always want to put the spring in towards the motor. I also got the other side of the thermostat housing cleaned up. It's not perfect. It's really hard to get into some of these small spaces, but I got a little grinding wheel, so I managed to get in there. So I'm going to put them back together with the new thermostat and get it ready to go. So, and then next up, I'll show you guys how to remove and clean up the oil pan and all that good nice. All right, back looking at the oil pan gasket. It's got a touch bit of a leak, nothing too big. Owner wants to replace it, but anyways, floor jacks. Make sure you put chocks behind the back tires when you're jacking it up. There's no metal cross member on this thing, so I chose to do the outside. So the floor jacks are kind of off a little bit just because the way I jacked it up, was not a big deal because I need access to this side of the vehicle anyways. It's got a touch bit of a leak right here. Not a major one, and it looks like it's been cleaned off lately, so. But anyways, it's got a few 10mm bolts all the way around, and then I gotta pull the protective cover off it so I can get access to this side of the pan, and then get inventive with taking off the bolts underneath the exhaust. So as I do this, I've also got to take the bolt out, drain the oil, and then when I get the pan off, I'll show you how to clean it and to clean the surface under the motor and all that good noise. So, yep, that's about it for right now. So, let me get to work and I'll show you guys more in a bit. All right, so the piece of undercarriage that was here evidently is made out of some very soft fiberglass. I thought it was plastic, but it was already, I guess, snapped off. I didn't realize it. But there was a 12 millimeter right here, and then a clip that went in this one. So those are pretty easy to take out. And I just got that out of the way. But here's the clip. Top comes off, then pop it out, and then it was a 12. Yeah, there was a 12. And then 3 of the bolts are underneath the exhaust, which is not really a big deal. There's one that you can barely see in there. That'll take a 10 millimeter wrench, so will this one. And then there's one under here that you can see. And then all the rest of them I was able to get with the 10 millimeter impact. Got the oil drained. That's done, capped it off, and then as soon as I get the pan off, I'll show you. Alright guys, I totally forgot to show you before I started cleaning it off, but this right here is still the dirty part. I haven't gotten to that yet. This is the clean part. I got my trusty dusty grinder here. As you can see, the parts of the gasket are still in the pan. I gotta clean those out, and I had to drain the pan for a few minutes. So, but this is gonna be still got just this little bit, and then I should be done with that. And then I still gotta clean off the RTB residue in here, and then grind it down, and then we'll be ready to put the pan back on. And just in case you're wondering, this is the oil pump pickup and screens inside there. So as soon as I got this all cleaned up, I'll show you guys another video of what it looks like when it's cleaned. All right. So oil pan's back on. I used my little electric screwdriver to torque down the little 10 millimeter bolts, so it works really well for stuff like that. If I put it on top, torques. To get in there and clean the oil pan, or the bottom of the engine where the oil pan mates to it, I actually ended up dropping the exhaust. That bought me a couple inches, and over here, as you can tell through here. So that bought me a couple inches, more than enough time to get my scraper in there and then bolt up the oil pan without a problem. So I got the oil pan all bolted up. I'm going to bolt the exhaust back up and then fill it up with oil. It's good to go. So I will do one more shot after I get the exhaust bolted back up, and give me a minute. Alright, so I got the exhaust all bolted up. That's really kind of hard to see there and in here. So exhaust is back up where it needs to be. Oil pan's all done. Now with oil pans, I generally use a very with oil pans or anything that's light torque with small screws, I usually use my electric screwdriver and put it on max torque. That way I don't end up over tightening and snapping the bolts. It seems to be perfect for that. Mine is it's a Craftsman 4-volt. I love this thing. It lasts for hours. It can actually drill like very light stuff, but I love this thing. It's so useful. So anyways, that's done. I'm going to fill this tank with oil, we'll fire it up, and I'll do one last show you guys that, and then we'll wrap up the video. So everything's done. I washed off the motor real fast while it was running. Only do it while it's running. That way if you hit something and it starts acting stupid, then you can kill the water. But it was smoking because of coolant, so I washed it off real fast. It's still steaming a little bit, but it's something to get over. But I was trying to get all the old oil and coolant off the top of the motor. Otherwise, Custer's ready to pick it up, and all the leaks are fixed, and it's ready to rock and roll. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to hit up down below, and I will answer whatever I possibly can. Talk to you all later, and if you like the video, make sure you press like and subscribe, and I'll have more videos coming out. And if you have any, any suggestions, let me know. Vehicles, if you want to get educated on anything, myths, legends in the automotive industry, whatever. So let me know. Otherwise, peace.